The biggest challenge in going after Pablo Escobar was his enormous empire, his wealth, his barbaric organization. Sicarios had about 500 sicarios working for him. So when you couple money, power, and violence, it's very hard. That to me was the worst.
And for me, it's really hard to pin it down to just one specific area. There were a lot of challenges. One for me was the language barrier because I didn't grow up speaking Spanish. I could speak Spanish a little better than what you might have seen in a TV show, but I would never be fluent like Javier is. But that was the nice thing about us being partners, is he was fluent in Spanish. Another challenge is, we're U.S. law enforcement officers operating in a foreign country where we have that much jurisdiction. So the Colombian government did give us diplomatic immunity. We did have weapons permits. We were authorized by the Colombians to carry weapons. One of our saving graces, though, was we worked with the Colombian National Police, who we were very close with. We had a very close working relationship with them, and especially a group called DEHEAN, and that was the group we really trusted and worked with on a daily basis. We lived with them in Medellin at the police base. Those are the people that we entrusted our lives to, that we just built up a mutual respect for each other, and that's what made it work for us. Wow. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. It felt like the weight of the world was lifted off our shoulders. And I say that because he and his organization were responsible for so many innocent people being killed simply because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. So many of our Colombian National Police friends that we saw killed in the line of duty. In our presentation, we attribute 10 to 15,000 murders to Pablo Escobar. One of his sicarios is still alive in Colombia today. He says the number is over 50,000. 50,000. It doesn't matter which number is right. He's a mass murderer. That's what these guys were, and they're nothing more than that. There's nothing to be glorified about them. They're not Robin Hood figures. They're not devoted family men. They're egotists with evil on their mind. They're greedy. They'll take advantage of any situation. They'll take advantage of you and me if they get the opportunity.
And for me, it was just, why the innocent people? Why do you want to target innocent people? For example, the Avianca airline, commercial airline. Everybody was innocent on board. There was no informant, no police official. The DOS bombing, another, like you said, 500-kilogram TNT bomb in front of the DOS building in Bogota. Another 100 people, innocent people, get killed. The assassinations, the bounties on police officers, just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. A lot of innocent people got killed that way. What do they have to do with this? Nothing. It was just Pablo Escobar, mass murderer that he was, taking advantage of the government of Colombia. And it was his fight showing that he could kill as many people as possible. And he proved it.
Now, the day that he was killed, just to add on a little bit, the day he was killed, I wasn't there. This was a Colombian National Police operation, and we want the world to know that, because the Colombian National Police are the true heroes, not us two guys. Right. They were able to take their country back from the world's first narco-terrorist, and they really deserve all the credit for that. So I go out to the site with Colonel Martinez, the head of the search block. After I'd taken the photographs and seen everything, they got me back to the police base, because you didn't want a gringo wandering around out there. Well, that night we were expecting retaliation attacks from the Medellin cartel, so we locked down pretty tight that night. We didn't sleep very well, expecting these multiple attacks. It was the quietest night I ever spent in Medellin, Colombia, and that's a perfect example of what happened after Escobar was gone. Things calmed down, it became safer. Did the cocaine business go away? No, but we didn't have to worry about him killing everybody anymore.
The lessons that we learned is that we cannot allow somebody of a Pablo Escobar to gain that power again by the use of corruption, money, killing people. The world has to realize that these people are, in essence, going to get away with murder, and we cannot allow them to get to that point. We've got to fight them with everything we have. You got to go after. One of the lessons learned is that we went after the totality of the cartel, being from money launderers to airplane people to the guys who were working the cocaine labs. So it was basically a concerted effort into dismantling everybody that was involved with Pablo Escobar. I think that's one of the lessons that we learned. You got to go after everybody, not just one person.
Yeah, and another lesson we've learned, and we've discussed about this quite a bit in our retirement, especially, with what we're doing now, traveling around the world and so forth. And I think a real lesson we learned is that, did we stop cocaine trafficking by taking out the Medellin cartel? Did we have a positive effect? Well, we probably did for maybe 2 weeks. But then we saw the Cali cartel step up, and when that organization went away, then we saw the North Valley cartel, and then Don Berna, and is cocaine just as readily available today as it was 25 years ago? We all know it is. So I think a real lesson learned is we still have to have that enforcement element to protect all of us, because there are people out there who will take advantage of us. But we as a world cannot arrest enough people. We can't arrest our way out of this problem. We can't arrest enough people to stop the drug problem. So we have to continue to attack it from various angles. And we think that education is extremely important, starting at a very young age. And this isn't just in the United States, this is worldwide. But we also think that we really need to focus on the demand level, because this is nothing more than a basic law of economics, supply versus demand. And as long as there's a demand, there are evil people in the world who will provide that supply. So I guess, for us, that was a lesson learned.
At one of his cocaine laboratories, I always remember he had a sign, and it was to the workers: if we catch you using the product, we will kill you. So he didn't want his guys to use coke, but he wanted everybody else to use it.